Black and White Sessions. We are so excited.
Mm-hmm.
We are so excited
Very
today.
excited.
This is the lovely Erin Stevenson.
This is the lovely Keri Larson.
Well, you're so nice. I'm so glad you're here.
Me too.
Thank you for coming.
Too. Thank you for having me.
We love you.
Too.
We're new friends.
Yes, we are, and
Yes.
we will be friends forever now.
Yes.
That's just how I do.
Well, and of course, because I've learned you're from Houston, Texas.
Yes, and you're a Southern girl too.
Yes, from
Too much
Tennessee.
coming.
So, hey, we're bringing our Southern roots
Yes.
to the music table.
Mm-hmm. I heard it come out too to the music table.
Well, it just depends. I get my professional voice in this setting, so then it sneaks out every now and again.
That's mine too. The more comfortable I get, and I've made a habit of it, because sometimes people are like, "What? Huh? What did you say?"
Yeah.
So I've made a habit of over enunciating sometimes, but the more comfortable I get, hang it up.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Or the
Forget
more
it.
tired you get.
Yes.
The lazier
yes. Then I really don't care. Like, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, try it again tomorrow.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Amen. Well, let's talk a little bit, because I, as a new friend, I was doing some research, and you really had a great career thus far. You've been very fortunate.
Yes.
Obviously, you've done some touring with some very well-known artists such as J-Lo and Justin Timberlake, and then, of course, up till just most recently, Janet Jackson. But have been with her for a while.
For a good while.
For a good while. And obviously, you've had an incredible run doing these. And there's other artists, too. I'm just throwing out a few. But what has being on those tours and having that experience, how do you feel like that's helped you grow as a singer?
Work ethic.
Yeah.
I've been blessed enough to work for some of the best artists on the planet that have ever existed. And I do mean that, just the names you named.
Yeah.
We could just start with those. And I don't think anyone could argue with that. They're some of the best. And the one thing that they all have in common is work ethic. It's not their talent. It's not who sings the best. It's not who dances the best or who plays their instrument the best, who's the cutest. It's work ethic. And so if I, even vocally, like, we sing in rehearsals from sun up to sundown. It's not like a, hey, let's go out there and do it. All right, because I'm great, I can sing, go. No, because they say, the old saying, you're as good as you practice, or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's definitely true, and that's why they're great, because they practice and they make it perfect, opposed to just willy-nilly in it. See my text is willy-nilly in it, and just going out there and trying to make it happen, and just being okay and being good, opposed to being great.
Right.
So that's one thing that I've taken from them vocally, as well as performance-wise. Even when I'm off the stage, that it's everything. It creates the stars from the I'm just good.
Right. And it does feel like once, some of these artists rise to a certain level, it feels like it's a trickle-down effect, that it starts the work ethic with them, and then everyone that surrounds them, from band, crew, singers, all of it, they rise to the occasion.
You have to.
And or that's why those people got there in the first place.
Yeah.
Because they had good work ethic and had a reputation prior to coming
If not,
in.
you're going home.
Okay, so now we have to talk a little bit about 90s R&B.
Yes, pick me.
Or let's just talk about R&B in general, because I'm a huge fan. My husband's a huge fan. My 6-year-old son is now obsessed. And why do you think, we're going to talk about this in a couple of different facets, but
Sure.
what has happened? Why are we not seeing that vibe in the top 10 hits?
Now, this is only my personal opinion.
Okay.
Disclaimer for anyone that I've worked with: it has nothing to do with them. Because you have to give those, people try to connect everybody to everybody.
Right.
This is my personal opinion, and I'm saying it.
Yeah.
I think it has a lot to do with the music industry and a microwave generation. And they're only given what we give them. And that comes from the industry. And at some point it shifted from, because you know how the music industry went through shifts from like blues to disco to 80s pop to classic rock was a hit. Then you had 90s R&B, just the gangster rap. Then that phased out all kinds of music. So then you had the era of the boy bands, and then you have, let's just skip to now. Now you have the era of the you don't know what anybody's saying, and it's half the time because at some point, I'm gonna say, like, late 2000s, mid to late 2000s, they just started wanting a song. No one cared about albums anymore, and it's because of technology. It's a conglomerate of things. You have the 99. You can buy a single for 99 cents, and then record industries were losing money because people weren't buying albums; they were buying singles. So now they just want singles, and people are spitting out singles, but they don't have any albums to back it up. So you get one good hit, and then it's like, what's next? What's next? What's next? And if you have money, you can shove that down radio, and then that's all that they hear. Then everyone's out there buying it because they can sing it barely, if they can make out what they're saying. But everyone feels good when they can sing something, so that's a good thing, but on the flip side of it, you're not creating any stars because everybody can do it.
Right.
There are no more stars. Who are the stars that are left? No one. And I mean, like, and of course in lieu of Prince, who just passed, we still have Stevie Wonder, okay, but who is the icon that's
He's about the only one we have left.
Oh, goodness. I mean, who's going to be the icon? I mean, of course, there's Beyonce, she's the Beehives. Love her. Rihanna, but I'm talking about a genius.
Right.
Who is that? The record industry is so afraid of that genius because they're afraid that the world's not going to conform to them or understand them. That might be over their heads, especially now when they're listening to blah, 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 anything that got some substance, I have to study a little bit. But I blame it on the industry and the microwave generation and technology.
Yeah.
But if the right person comes along to do it, they're craving it. They're hungry for it.
So let's jump in. Let's talk about that because you have recently released an R&B single called Naked, and it's taking off. It's doing well. People are receiving it. So was this the inspiration for you? Like, okay, you want to fill a void? What was the motivation to, why now?
Well, the true story is, when I was younger, they told me that my voice was too mature and no one knew what to do with me. And this is just the vocal aspect of the naysayers, should I say. But everyone loved me but didn't know what to do with me because my voice was too mature. So then I learned how to water myself down, and I didn't like it. I absolutely didn't like it. I tried it and I sucked. I sucked. If you find a YouTube video of me from 2000 or something, I sucked and I know it. But however, I just feel like timing is everything.
Yeah.
And it took me a minute to get to a place where I said, forget it. And maybe that's just God's plan for me to grow up where I look like my voice, or I sound like my voice. Because they said my writing was too mature, my voice was too mature. No one wants to hear that from this 17, 16, 18-year-old. And I was like, well, so here I am now. In my 30s, going back to get songs from when I was 16, 17, 18, 19 years old, and I'm singing them now because no one's doing it. And everyone's been, and I'm sure this could be a global conversation because everyone's been like, please somebody sing to us, please, please, please.
Right, that's true.
There's been a craving for it, but I just think someone has to be bold enough to stick with it. And stay with it because they want it. You just got to give it to them.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to give it to them.
Well, and as far as singers go, a lot of the running thread, if you will, with a lot of people who have stopped by the Black and White sessions is sometimes it takes longer for some people to find their voice.
Yes.
Of what is their voice and what their true comfort is, and that it's okay that it takes a little longer for some people.
It does. It happened to me. I especially doing backgrounds for so long, I can manipulate this voice to almost sound like anyone I want to sound like. Hence part of the reason, thankfully, I get so many jobs because doing background work is not about being an amazing singer. It's about being that person and sounding like them, not trying to bring Erin Stevenson. I mean, bring yourself to the show, but it's not. I'm not the star. I'm there to do a job, and my job is to
bring sound.
Yes, and my job is to do their backgrounds, so I can manipulate this voice to do that. So in the midst of it, when I started back writing and everything and getting in the studio, it was the toughest thing because I was all over the place. I wanted to do rock music. I wanted to do some country. I wanted to do R&B. Then I wanted to do a little pop. I even got a little gangsta in me. I was like, I could sing gangsta music, but what am I going to do? So it took me literally just to be still for a second. Turn off the radio. Don't listen to anything. And just write. And whatever came out of me, came out of me. And be okay with whatever came out of me. Because no one has heard what's going to come out of me. Which means it's going to be acceptable.
Right.
I just got to like it. If I like it, they'll love it. You know?
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. Everything, like, I look at people like Macy Gray.
Yeah.
She's comfortable in her skin. And she's comfortable in her voice. And said, okay, I like it. You go love it. And the world loved it. Yeah. You know, so and that's with anything that has to do with yourself. If you like it, if your hair, your body, your clothes, if you like it, they'll love it. And if they don't, oh well.
Oh well.
That's just, you know. But once you get to that point, you can do anything you want to do.
Well, I have to say, you are a burst of energy.
I know.
And a burst of positivity. You bring joy. You make everybody else happy around
Thank you.
We've had the best time. Tony and I have had just the best time having you in to join us for the Black and White sessions.
Thank you.
We are excited for your own personal future.
Thank you.
As an artist and your continued work with the other artists that we all know and love.
Yeah.
And that it's just a beautiful career for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for even giving us something to sing and present ourselves to the world, you know, outside. Like I told you earlier, if it had not been for my resume, this is my first live recording, you know, that I get to present to the world. But people know my resume, so thank you and thank Tony for being an amazing pianist to sit and play with this. So, yeah, I sincerely appreciate it.
Well,
sincerely appreciate it.
We're all here to support and love one another.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
We'll see you the next time.
Yes, you will.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Yay.